Hey boys and girls, and welcome to tonight's flip video. This is going to work a little bit different. It's going to be a review of word problems. So each slide is going to be one of the pause and solve, and we'll do together. And there'll be all four types. There will be an addition, a subtraction, a multiplication, and a division. So each slide will be up to you to determine which it is, and then solve it. And then we'll talk about what your bring back to school problem is. So our first one says Mr. B had 16,075 lightning bugs, but let 545 go. How many does he have now? So in a moment, you will pause this video once I'm done speaking and identify is it addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, and then also solve it. So go ahead and pause it now. Alright, so one strategy for solving word problems is kind of sketching it out. So let's say this is my jar that I have the lightning bugs in, and I've got 16,075, so it would be 075 in my jar. And then all of a sudden I let 545 go. So now I know I have less because some of them were let go. So that would be a subtraction problem because I no longer have that. It would be 16,075 minus 545. 5 minus 5 is 0. 7 minus 3 is, or 7 minus 4 is 3. Cannot take 5 from 0 because there's no value there. So I'll get some value from this next one. 5 and then 15. Now to check it, I will add and my bottom matches my top, so I know I'm correct. So I was able to identify that kind of through a little sketch here. Sometimes that's a good thing. Now you notice I did not spend a lot of time on my sketch, so if you're going to use that as a strategy, don't spend a whole lot of time. It took me, this whole slide has only taken me 2 minutes, or less than 2 minutes total. So I knew it was, I just kind of thought through my word problem. I had an amount, then let some go, so I knew that was going to have to be subtraction. Here's your next one. It says Mr. B had 384 pounds of hamburger. Don't know where I got the hamburger, but I have that much. I had to split it up with 8 people. How many pounds could each person get? So, again, in a moment, pause it, figure out what kind of problem it is, and then solve it. Alright, so, to help me sketch it, let's say this is my plate. Got a mound of hamburger. 384 pounds of it needs to go to 8 different people. So they all have to share this total amount. I'm giving it to equal groups to all of them. So I know it's going to have to be division because I'm splitting it up into equal groups. So I've got 384 divided by 8. So it's divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. 8 cannot go into 3, so I'm just going to jump right over to and look at it as 38. 8 can go into 38 4 times, which will give me 32 if I multiply. And then I will subtract, getting 6. Bring down my 4. 8 can go into 64 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64. 0. Now I need to check this. 48 times 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 6, 38. So I've got those match, so I knew it. So again, I drew myself a little sketch here. Didn't take a lot of time, but it helped me visualize what exactly I had to do. Then I worked out the problem. So sketching definitely helpful here. Now this one says one flower pot costs $65 and another $2 for tax. How many, or I should say how much. Let's fix that. How much would 283 pots cost? Alright, so I know a flower pot costs $65 plus another $2 for tax, so they actually cost $67. So if I buy a second one, that'd be another $67. Another one, another $67. So I'm not going to draw 283 flower pots, so I'll just multiply that. So I'll do 283 times 67. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 2 would be 58. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 5 would give me 19. Moving over to my 6, so I'm dropping in a 0 there. 6 times 3 is 18. 8 times 6 is 64. No, 48. Plus 1 is 49. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 4 would give me 16. Add that up. 16, 19, 18, and then a 1. So that would be 18,861. Let's check this with lattice. So I've got 283 times 67, diagonals 18, 48, 12, 21, 56, and 14. So that'd be 1, that would be a 6, that would be a 9. Oops, that is a 9 there. That would be a 8 and a 1. So it does match up. Made a couple mistakes, but I noticed down here it was supposed to be a 9 and I had written an 8 up there. But they do match, so I know I'm correct. So again, sketching it out here helps me a little bit. Didn't want to draw or add 67 283 times. So that's why that was a multiplication problem. So it says in one hand, Hank has 17 and 17 thousandths grams of coal, and in the other has 35 and 16 hundredths grams of carrots. What is his total weight of material? So a little decimal review for you here too. So figure out what it is, solve it, and pause now. Awesome. So he's got, there's one of Hank's hands. There's another of Hank's hands. So in this hand he's got coal. He's got 17, and being the math word to mean decimal point, and 17 thousandths. So I've got here, I know it needs to end in the thousandths place, so I need to put a 17 there, then I need a 0 there. And over here he's got some carrots, so he's got 35, and dot dash dash, should have left myself a little bit more room, hundredths, so I know it needs to end in here, and so he's got 16. So total weight, total is a clue word that can mean addition or multiplication, but he's just got two values here, and I'm combining them. So I'm adding that together. So it would be 35.16, 17.017. Need to add myself in a 0 there, so they have equivalent place values. Adding that up, that would be 7, 7, 1, 2, there's my decimal point. 5, and now let's subtract 17, 0, 1, 7, 0, 6, 1. Need to worry about that. So my bottom matches my top. So it was an addition problem. So I have now had all four examples. Some of them were multi-step, some of them I had to do a little bit more with them. But that helped us get prepared for our bring back to school problem. So your bring back to school problem, you see I've presented you with 4 problems here. Here's what I'm asking for you. I'm asking you for each one to tell me what it is. So is it multiplication, subtraction, or addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So you need to do that for each one. And then what you have to do, once you're done with that, you need to choose one of either A or B, solve it, and one of C and D, and solve it. So you're going to have 4 things written down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to have an additional 2 problems, 1, 2. So you'll end up having 6 things written down for your bring back to school problem. But I know you can do it. I know you guys will rock it. Looking forward to seeing you in the morning. And that concludes our flip video.